Good afternoon. Today we're going to be talking about discourse analysis and vocabulary. So, first we'll start off with an introduction. Then we'll move on to discourse analysis in ELT, then understanding language in context, next, practical classroom applications, and lastly, a conclusion. So, today we are exploring the concept of vocabulary in discursive contexts, an approach that goes beyond teaching isolated words to understanding how vocabulary functions within real communication. In this course, meaning depends not only on the word itself, but on the context, the speaker's intention, and how it connects with other ideas. By focusing on elements like relexicalization, lexical cohesion, discourse markers, and modality, we help students use language more naturally and effectively. This shift is key to developing learners' ability to understand, participate in, and produce meaningful spoken and written texts.
Discourse analysis makes vocabulary teaching more effective. Here's how. To begin with, vocabulary should be taught in context, not in isolation. As Bobkina and Fernández de Calella Dalmau, 2010, explain, words should be learned as part of meaningful and connect language, considering the context, the surrounding words, and the context, the situation in which the discourse occurs. This helps students use vocabulary more naturally and correctly. In addition, lexical cohesion helps connect ideas in a text or a conversation through vocabulary. This can be achieved through reiteration, such as saying dog, then pet or animal. It can also involve superordinates like furniture, which includes chair and table. As a result, students improve both vocabulary use and reading comprehension. Moreover, relexicalization happens when people rephrase words in conversation, like saying money and replaying with cash or coins. This makes speech sounds more natural and fluent. Discourse organized in vocabulary are words like reason, result, challenge, or conclusion helps learners connect ideas and express their thoughts clearly in academic context. Another key point is instantial relations. When two words together create a unique meaning, like smart but stupid, describing someone intelligent but lacking common sense. These combinations helps students understand irony, metaphor, and deeper meanings in text. Finally, register and modality are also important. Register is the level of formality, and modality shows the speaker attitude or certainty using words like maybe or definitely. Teaching both helps students understand tone and respond properly in different situations. So, how can we apply all of this in the classroom? We can use real text for students to find similar or general words. They can follow how ideas connect in conversations, practice rephrasing in general terms, and learn how words like maybe or definitely change meaning and tone.
What does vocabulary in discourse context mean? This refers to how word meaning change depending on the setting, purpose, and audience. Since many words have multiple meanings, their interpretation relies on the surrounding language and situation. Now, how vocabulary is used in different discourse contexts. First, we have lexical cohesions that refers to how vocabulary links part of a text through repetition, synonyms, and related words, helping readers or listeners understand the overall message. Then we have lexics in talk, which means that vocabulary is more flexible. People use discourse markers like you know or I mean, as well as ellipses and repetition to manage interaction and maintain fluency. In the third place, Mr. Carty highlights that lexical competence in use involves more than knowing words' meaning. It includes knowing how to use idioms, phrasal verbs, and common expressions naturally in context. Also, we have vocabulary for text organization that also helps with the text structure. Words like first, because, or finally guide the logical flow of ideas. Then we have register and context that mirrors vocabulary change depending on formality, topics, and social roles. For example, we may say terminate in formal writing but use and in a casual conversation. And finally, we have modality in vocabulary. Vocabulary also conveys degrees of certainty, obligation, and attitude. For example, possibility, should, or meet should model expressions help speakers manage interpersonal meanings such as politeness or emphasizing opinion and expressions.
These strategies help primary and secondary students see how vocabulary support coherence, cohesion, and meaning in text through target activities. In primary school, activities focus on basic vocabulary, simple dialogues, and storytelling for A1 and A2 learners, using fun, visual, and structured methods to build lexical cohesion and oral interaction. Uh, these are the activities. The first one is synonym chains game. The objective is develop vocabulary variety and cohesion. How can we implement them? After introducing new vocabulary such as about emotions or animals, students form synonym chains. For example, happy, glad, cheerful. Each student must say a synonym of the previous word. If they repeat or make a mistake, they sit down. The next activity is story puzzle with superordinates. The objective is help students understand categories and cohesion. How can we implement it? Provide a short story where some words are missing and must be replaced by superordinates. Example, there were many animals in the zoo. A lion, a tiger, a monkey, and all of these space were very active. So students in this case have to fill in the gaps using superordinates like animals or creatures. Then we have secondary school strategies. In secondary school, B1 level, students work with extended text and abstract concepts, focusing on how vocabulary structures discourse, supports coherence, and conveying register and tone. These are the activities. First of all, we have relexicalization role plays. The objective is encourage natural lexical development in conversation. And how can we implement it? In pairs, students simulate a dialogue on a topic such as plans for a school event. They must rephrase their partner's vocabulary using synonyms or paraphrase. For example, I think we could organize a party. And as an answer, we can have, yes, that would be a great idea. We could plan something with music and food. The next activity is instantial word hunt. The objective is identify how words change meaning in context. How can we implement it? Giving a student ambiguous words in context such as issue, view, solution. And we can ask them, what does this word refer to in this text? These help them infer discourse specific meanings and improve reading comprehension.
In conclusion, incorporating discourse analysis into English language teaching enhances vocabulary instruction by placing words in meaningful real-world context. Based on the article Critical Discourse Analysis of Cultural Representations in EFL National Commercial Textbooks by Ariawan, Norcampto, and Sumardi in 2022, discourse analysis provides valuable insights into how language is used to represent culture within teaching materials. It becomes clear that analyzing language in EFL textbooks not only reveals cultural representations, but also supports more balanced and effective teaching. Tools like lexical cohesion and modality help learners understand and produce coherent discourse, while also developing pragmatic skills. Ultimately, discourse analysis fosters deeper, more authentic language use, making it essential in today's ELT practices. Here you can find our sources, and thank you so much for your attention.